Just as every boomer out there writes on every forum like a keyboard warrior saying boot camp or basic training is soft now, the military is going down the drain. I'm 3 videos deep on one trainee that decided to go crazy in basic training, and now he's gone psychotic. This is not a joke. I'm dead serious. This story gets even more interesting. Let's catch you guys up with a little TLDR of this trainee that decided to break free and spread his wings outside of Fort Jackson because relaxing Jackson is just so hard. Even this sailor could make it through. I want to make you take bets in the comments below. Send me U.S. Army Public Affairs. Your boy will master it. Send me for 8 weeks. I got you. So this is Joven Colazo, which was known for his stunt that he did over at Fort Jackson, where he tried to escape in his PT uniform during a hygiene period, in which he took his weapon with him, eventually stopped a school bus which had 18 kids on it plus a bus driver, so 19 people total, and tried to tell them to drive to the next town. Eventually he is pissed off, I'm assuming not getting where he wants to go. He stops the bus, runs into the woods, and ends up being caught by police and taken into custody. At that point, he was formally charged, and, we thought another crazy kid leaving boot camp. Couldn't cut it. Couldn't make the cut. They took away rifles over at Fort Jackson. They said, I guess we'll do a mass punishment for everybody. If you want the full details, you can watch the first one, second one. I'll link those down below so you can get every detail here. And Army Times, along with everyone else that's seen the local news about this guy, has talked about his new escape from jail that was unsuccessful. He failed escaping boot camp, literally, and was found very quickly within 30 minutes, and now he tries to escape a much more locked down prison. I've seen locked up a couple times, and I'll tell you what, I'm never going to try and break free from those prisons. I'm not willing to run through barbed wire. I've already dealt with how sharp that is in the military. I know damn well that I'm essentially stuck in there, and I'm already pretty much used to the crappy food anyway, so I might as well stay there. Now the reports are saying over at Richland County, he was in a chair that was supposed to be isolated, like he was locked down to that, and he was on a SI watch, SA watch. If you do want to know what those are, just Google it, because YouTube censorship, guys. I'm telling you, I'm trying to give you guys the info without the video being suppressed. It does look like they were trying to transfer him. He had no clothes on, and he was still handcuffed. Now, to be fair, when we're talking about SI issues, we're talking about people that literally can't have shoelaces, can't have drawstrings, can't have any elastic. Like, they in jail take this so seriously. This guy was in this restraint chair, handcuffed without any clothes on, butt naked. Not only that, he decides it's a great idea while being transferred from this restraint chair to then run handcuffed naked, jump over the railing off of a second deck, and land on the floor below where they play checkers and cards and every other thing for 20 million hours a day, and breaks his ankle. So there's more tax dollars going to this kid. Not only did we ship him to boot camp, take him through MEPS, do everything else, we sent him to a jail. We've given him health care over there. I'm just like, man, this kid's really committed to this entire idea here. If you like this video so far, like, comment, subscribe. We're almost to the road to 100,000. I think we're about 92K right now. It does look like he's committing to this insanity act, but I will say that does sound to be likely as we hear some statements being made by his lawyer which say this. Fielding Pringle, Colazo's defense attorney, told the paper Thursday her client was not trying to escape during the incident, which happened while he was handcuffed on watch and unclothed. People who are thinking clearly and normally do not run around jail dorms completely naked with their handcuffs behind their back, running into locked steel doors and jumping from the second tier to the floor below, Pringle said. I'm sure Pringle's out there sitting there practicing in front of a mirror to make sure she tells this convincing story about how her client was never trying to escape. What was he trying to do then? But that goes into this insanity thing of why would this guy end up walking into locked areas and essentially just trap himself even more? I don't know. It sounds like he just had a break. So we have a few questions here. Is this truly an escape attempt? That would be something that the court would have to justify or talk about if they do want to charge him with this. Obviously, they do have so many other charges at this point. This guy's looking at so many different felonies as far as the kid taking situation on the bus. On top of this, touching the police officer when he was getting out of the chair. I mean, this guy's like, I doubt that his separation has gone through within the only like 2-3 weeks we've seen this. Hopefully the Army is on this like no other case, because I'm going to tell you right now, if this guy's technically still on the Army payroll, I would be very upset, because now he's not only being treated in the military system, he's also a person that is being paid by military system. And on top of that, he's now being cared for and in the custody of the local county jail system. So this guy is like multiplying his benefits anywhere he goes, but it's going to end very soon. Now this leads us to a really easy surface level analysis of this, where people are going to say the military needs to do a better job of screening these kids before they come in. We already know the Department of Defense budget is already how large? How much does it cost every year to get these people to come into the military and process them through these military processing centers where people are staffed to do one specific job? On top of that, how much time would that take for this evaluation? Don't you think kids are going to eventually know, hey man, they're going to ask you these key questions, just say no. It's not like we haven't been lying to recruiters for like the past how many decades to get in the military service, for Christ's sake, and essentially it doesn't matter. That would make the processing system especially more ineffective than it already is. There's loopholes, we'll be honest there, but where people are just going to lie about this and it's not even going to do a purpose. So the net benefit would be very marginal, unless you had some kid that just truly had no awareness of what he was being asked. Just like, yeah, I was seen for being crazy the other day and decided to come here. What's going on? No, I doubt that's happening. The military is more stressful than any other place some of these kids have ever been to. And you guys can call that soft. I already know all the people out there that are veterans are going to be like, this is what I'm talking about. This reaffirms everything I ever thought about the military. Ever since they got them stress cards, and ever since these kids were sitting here saying they can't handle having their crust cut up by someone else other than their mom. And obviously there are comments that are on Facebook where people get creative looking at the situation and they have some funny things to say. John Villarreal says, wow, if he just had this much determination for the job he signed up for, he would have been great. 100%. I mean, you're talking about the Army boot camp. This guy would have had to jump over different obstacles, been physically fit. I mean, as he had initiative to go above and beyond service, even when it came to his wrists being locked together, and he said, I'm still going to take this leap of faith. I would say someone that's that ballsy should have gone through boot camp. We need crazy people like you to actually make sure that they're willing to go to the umpteenth degree to make sure that we win these battles or wars, whatever comes up in the future. Even some people coming to his defense and saying this. Neil Mariquin says, I hope this kid gets the help he needs before he hurts himself or others. Not everyone is cut out for the military, and he had to find out the hard way that he wasn't cut out for this. All y'all making jokes and laughing at him, think for a second before you judge him. His family and friends are probably worried about the child, brother, cousin, or friend. I will tell you, I have had some friends of his actually write me on my direct messages saying they would never expect this from this guy. They never anticipated this, knowing the parents and things like that. So I do have concerns. I'm not just sitting here trying to make every joke in the book, but I'm also not going to go on the other side of the spectrum here and informally diagnose him as having X, Y, or Z condition until he's been formally diagnosed, which we probably won't know because that's a HIPAA thing as well. So looking at this story, what do you think we could do to better vet this to make sure we don't have issues like this? Do we make those stress cards a real thing? Because I've never actually seen anyone use one or have one or talk about one that is a drill sergeant, drill instructor, recruit division commander, and I have a pretty big scope of people that I have connections with that this is not a real thing. But what can we actually do to make this to where people are not going to go on this end and put themselves at risk, other people at risk, and obviously the public at risk, as this did get outside the confines of that base? And so yes, looking at this, I'd like to know. But if you guys like what we do over here at this channel, you can always support us over at patreon.com for special perks and benefits. Also, we do have a YouTube membership down below this video, also on the main page as well, where you can get some special perks and benefits there as well. But as always, guys, if you guys have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.